This is me. Hey, I'm Christina Escudero, a social work student who took the leap and went abroad to study. And this is my 5-month exchange wrapped in 3 lessons I have learned through my journey. Lesson number 1: learning to unlearn. I stepped foot in Kinmen with zero knowledge of the place. I only knew it was a small island nestled between Taiwan and China, but I had no real idea of what life here looked like or what traditions people lived by. I arrived thinking I knew nothing, yet somehow I still carried expectations, and that was my mistake. Those expectations shaped my first impressions instead of simply letting me observe. What I failed to understand was that you cannot really know a place if you arrive already thinking you do. So, letting go of these assumptions made space for the moments I never planned for and the ones that ended up mattering most. The thing is, Kinmen is a place that asks for openness in order to be fully appreciated. Perhaps this may be true only for me, or maybe for some of you too, but I'll stand by what I'm about to say. When you stay here as a resident and not as a tourist, you don't immediately see the place in all its glory. You don't experience it as a retreat or a break from home, a short escape wrapped in novelty. You don't wear those rose-colored glasses that tourists naturally put on when visiting a place for a few days or a week. Life here is mundane, especially if you come from a busy city or a place where everything is constantly buzzing. Is that a bad thing? I'll admit, at first it made me uncomfortable. I wasn't having the experience I had hoped for, but then I realized that the place wasn't responsible for making me feel comfortable. I was here to learn. I had to view Kinmen within its own context, its own rhythm, rather than through the lens of what I was used to. Perhaps that was what allowed me to see Kinmen for what it truly is. Or maybe I was simply exhausted of myself for always seeing the bad in things. Either way, Kinmen slowly began to unfold before me on its own terms. It's hard to condense what this place is like just into a few words because you really have to experience it to understand. I may fail miserably in trying to do so, but the one thing that stands out to me is its deep commitment to and pride in its traditions and history. Kinmen is not modern in the way many people might expect, and it doesn't try to be. Instead, it finds value in honoring and preserving what has shaped it over time. When you arrive, you start to notice things. Traditional houses standing almost the same, as if mirroring one another. Temples tucked into quiet corners, with lions watching over nearly every establishment, as it is believed to guard against strong winds and protect the people who pass by. You'll see the patterns, and you'll begin realizing that this is the charm in the place. It doesn't try to mimic the Western style of buildings, doesn't conform to standards, doesn't change for the taste of the foreigners. It remains true to itself and what it ought to show the people, which is their tradition and history. It is subtle, quiet, but it stays with you. And that is the beauty of Kinmen. Lesson number 2. Learning is difficult, but a privilege. In an exchange, you end up learning a lot. Things completely different from what you're used to or have experienced before. One day, you're learning how to make pastries or cook. Next, you're riding horses, feeling like an equestrian coming from generations of wealth. Then suddenly, it's as if all that richness is taken away and you're learning woodwork instead. You go through so many different experiences that at some point you get confused about who you are. You start jokingly calling yourself a jack of all trades, master of none. And that's the joy of an exchange. It's almost never the same thing every day. But it's not easy, especially when it comes to classes. It's hard to keep up, more so when the learning style is different or when it doesn't align with your program at all. You also have to learn a new language, which feels like being a baby all over again, trying to say mama when all you really want to do is sleep or maybe cry. It's not pretty, and it was never meant to be. What it's meant to be is a learning experience. It's meant to show us how different the world can be depending on where you are. It's meant to confuse us, frustrate us, and make us question why things are so different from back home. And that's the point of it all, realizing that no place is ever the same, and that we, as humans, are meant to explore those differences. And fortunately, it's a privilege not everyone gets to have. So if you're given the chance, take it, but not blindly. Lesson number 3. Connect with people. Listen, I'm not the biggest social butterfly, I'll admit. But when you're in a different place, I see it as a clean slate, an opportunity to try something new, to become someone you're not used to being. And sometimes you have to do that. You'll meet different people, hear different perspectives, and learn from them in ways you didn't expect. When you realize that you can't be every type of person all at once, you begin to understand that what you can do is to learn from others. You gather pieces of them, their experiences, their ways of thinking, and in that, you gain something of your own. You become a mosaic of every person you've ever met and learned from.